Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube live event. Today is June the 11th. Yeah, I had to look at the calendar to make sure. So I'm just going to hang out and chit chat for just a few minutes and see if we get some of our folks that will be coming in. And so it's been very, very warm here. And my air went out last night, and nothing to smile about for sure. But I'm just going to sit here and chill out and talk about weather and nothing in particular while I'm waiting for some people to pop on. I am a little bit early, not too bad, a couple minutes early, according to my Hey Donna, how are you? So good to see you. Long time no chat, huh? Donna is my moderator. Hey Margie. And I talk to Donna at least a couple of times a day. Sometimes more, sometimes less, but usually around 2 times a day. And so I stay in touch with her quite often, and she does such a good job moderating. And Donna, you just don't know how much I appreciate what you do for me. Hey Marlene, good to see you. I did get an email from Marcia Freeman, and she apologized that she would not be able to be here due to the fact that she had company coming in to visit her husband. His brother was coming by to visit him. And a lot of you don't know this, but Marcia takes care of her invalid husband. He has a spinal cord injury that makes him totally immobile, and so she has a plate full. So I'm always very, very grateful when she can be here. And I thought it was so sweet of her to literally email me and let me know that she wouldn't be here on my live today. So since we've got, let's see, we got 3 people in the house, 4 counting me. Maybe I'll wait just a little bit longer, but while some of you are here, it has been extremely hot here in the Carolinas. I mean, scorching temperatures, and when you add in the humidity from the Carolinas, it is pretty bad. And my air conditioner went out last night, and I did a little divine intervention, and this morning when I got up, my husband turned it off completely last night. We turned on ceiling fans. We slept miserably. In fact, I was up at 4:30 this morning because I couldn't handle it anymore. And so anyway, I did a little divine intervention, and I literally went over to the thermostat this morning and I laid my hands on it, and I prayed that Jesus would touch my unit and make it so much better. And hopefully I was just very, very hopeful that God heard my prayer. I know He always hears us, you know, but it's sometimes the answer that's hard to wait for. Well, long story short, my husband was up getting ready for work, and he was in the bathroom, and he had gotten out of the shower, and he was standing at the sink, and he said, "Hey, I think the air conditioner's working." He said, "I feel cold air on my feet." And I was like, hallelujah, praise the Lord, and I was so happy. Hey Margaret, so good to have you from Sydney, Australia. Oh, 5 a.m. It's the next day for you. I had a friend in Australia, Queensland, I believe, if I remember correctly. That was years ago. And they would talk to me sometimes. It would be night for them, but early morning for me. So it was really kind of weird with I think it was like a 16-hour time difference. It is actually 3 p.m. here, and it is Friday afternoon at 3 p.m. So good to have you join me. I am so glad you're here. So we just love everything Stampin' Up! Here on my channel. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm located here in Gastonia, North Carolina, as many of you know. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to go through some little announcements and different things, and then we're going to get started on our project that I have for you today. The first thing I want to do is I just want to welcome everyone in. Thank you so much for being here, for being a part of my crafty family, for supporting me in so many ways, always so great to leave me comments and show me love with whatever I'm going through. And the other thing I want to do, I want to apologize to all of you that were here last week and you endured my live, and that was last Wednesday, June the 2nd. And I had just gotten news that I had a lesion on my kidney, probably about 30 minutes before it was time for me to go live. So I was thinking to myself, I am not sure that I'm going to be able to handle going live, and I was a total basket case. And I'm sure some of you that's watched me craft, you know that I was a little off kilter, but I wanted to explain to you as to why I was off kilter. So that's what was going on, and I do have to have some surgery on Tuesday. I will know Monday evening what time I got to be there. Tentatively, it's going to be at I got to be at the hospital at 8:30, and my surgery is scheduled for 10:30. But as you know, that's subject to change. So anyway, also I want to let anyone that's new here, and I think Margaret, you are new, and I don't think this is going to apply to you because you're international, and I do apologize because it always makes me feel bad when I have international people that show up, and because of shipping rates, I can't sell to you because you're in another country, and I can't offer you the beautiful the gifts and things that I give away. But if you are in the United States, I always try to do a giveaway on my lives. And last week I told anybody that was going to be available that we were going to give away this Stampin' Pierce mat. This is a Stampin' Up Stampin' Pierce mat. These work wonderfully when you're using the photopolymer stamp sets. So we're going to do the drawing for that. So let me switch y'all over to my desk. Okay, hopefully everyone's seeing my desk. And what I'm going to do is I have a random name picker on my phone, and I loaded up the names of the people that were there, and it's Elise Burris, Brian Dickey, Jennifer Reel, Margie Ryan, Marlene Watts, Marsha Freeman, and Melanie Culbertson. So y'all are my people that had left comments on this video last week. So make sure once this video posts on the channel that you go back in and leave a comment, because that will put you in a drawing, and I'll show you what next week's prize is going to be. But I give everybody a week, and actually this time they had a little bit longer than a week because my internet was out the first part of the week. This has been a week between the what I found out with my kidneys, them detecting a stone, I having to have surgery, to my internet being out, to my air conditioner going out. It has not been I'm laughing because you know what, God is good all the time. So we are going to go ahead and let's see if I can figure out how to do this. So back to the live. Oh, you know what, I did something. Let's edit. Okay, I got it where it needs to be. There's my 7 names. And now I'm going to hit this choose button right here at the bottom. Y'all seeing that? And it's going to give us a winner.
Melanie Culbertson.
Melanie Culbertson. And Melanie's not on, I don't think. I don't see Melanie, but I am going to lay this to the side. I'm going to put a sticky note on it so I will remember. You know, when you get as old as I am. You really need sticky notes so you can remember these things. But I'm going to put Melanie on here. And the good thing is that I know Melanie. I have met Melanie in person. So that's not such a far-fetched thing. I do want to go over a couple more announcements before we get started. Let me switch you back over to me. And here we go. It's so much easier if I can talk to you face to face. Hey, Sonia. Oh, good to see you. So good to see some of you popping in. Great. Thank you, Margaret. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I still don't know what I've got ahead of me because the lesion, that is going to be, they got to look into that further. So I'm scheduled for July 6th for an MRI. So that will give them a clear picture as to what's going on there. We're hoping it's just a cyst, but even with cysts, they have to be watched because they can develop into a tumor. So I'm just being very hopeful, and I'm staying prayed up, and I know that God's got me, and you know, having that hope and faith in Him means everything. All right, let me get back to this. We got the drawing out of the way. I want to tell you real quick, the kits from Stamping Up went on sale on June the 1st. They have some beautiful kits, and that's a good way for you to find out whether you like Paper Pumpkin. Order one of those all-inclusive kits, and it pretty much shows you what's in the Paper Pumpkin. Paper Pumpkin's very much like that because you do get all-inclusive. You get a Stampin' Spot, which is your ink. You get your very first kit, you get a stamp block, you get a stamp set, and then you get enough of supplies to make as many of the cards as they're showing. So it's a great way. Usually it's usually 9 to 12 cards that the kits will make. Some of the kits are made just with the pieces to put together. The sentiments are already there, and you just put the kit together. They are some lovely kits, and what they're doing this year, in the past couple of catalogs, since I have been involved with Stamping Up, they would have a set kits in the annual catalog, and they kept those kits the entire time. What they're doing this time is they are actually rotating the kits out. They made so many of each kit. Once those sell out, they will bring in new kits. So it keeps it kind of rotating so it doesn't get stale, and those kits aren't there for an entire year, which I think is fabulous. I love that idea and that concept. The other thing is the mini catalog, the spring and summer, I think is what they were calling it. That catalog will end on June the 30th. So if you've had your eye on anything in that catalog, some of the items are coming back in the have come back in the annual catalog, but when that catalog goes away, you will not be able to bundle some of them. I know the In Blooms and the Pierce Bloom dies is one. That's one I know particularly because Donna was wanting to get that one, and I think she did get it. Donna, you did get that one before it went away. I believe you told me you did. So, but that's one of the ones. So if there's anything that you have eyed in that catalog that you might want to look for, they also, there's a lot of the stuff that's 50% off in that catalog right now. So it's a great time to look over and take a look and see what's going on there and see if there's something that you might like. The other announcement is August the 3rd, the fall and winter mini catalog will premiere. Now they call it the fall and winter. I like to call it the holiday catalog because it has your fall stamps, your winter stamps, your Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. I mean, it's usually inundated with beautiful Christmas stamp sets and dies and embellishments and papers, and it's just beautiful. All right, the other thing that I wanted to get to next week, our prize for next week. So if you go and leave a comment, I'm going to give away this Touch of Ink stamp set. This is a photopolymer stamp. Let me switch y'all over so you can see. I gotta get good at doing this, y'all. Let me transition you over. It's a stamp set right here called a Touch of Ink. This stamp set is beautiful, and you can see you have two images for the bird. One does your outline, and then you can stamp this into your colored ink. And what is so good, you can even take an ink dauber and put different colors of ink on that stamp and stamp your bird multicolored. And the same thing with the leaves here that fills that in, and this stamp right here fills in the flowers, and this one fills in the butterfly. And it gives it a very watercolored look. the way the stamps are made. It is just a lovely stamp set, and this is going to be given away next week. Yes, this is Kathy from Random Acts. It was Random Acts of Crafting, and I have since then switched over to Stamping Up. So now I'm Random Acts of Stampin', and I have a new Facebook page too, Sonia. Sonia. I always want to call you Sonia, and do you pronounce it Sonia with an O or Sonia as a short O? You can reply there if you like. Oh, I'm so glad that you're able to catch me, and I am so glad to see you. I recognize your name. Okay, so enough about today. So be sure you go and leave a comment after this video is over, and that will put you in a drawing for the stamp set, and we'll draw a winner next week. Brian, hey, how you doing? We did draw a winner for this time, and Melanie Culbertson was the one that won. This is the stamp set, this is the corner bouquet, and this is what I'm giving away for the month of June. Anyone that spends $50 or more and uses my host code, and the host code will be listed in the video below. So make sure you copy that host code. If you spend $50 before shipping and tax, your name will go in a drawing for this. So, all right, let's get to our project. So I'm so excited about this. We are going to use this handsomely suited stamp set, and you know, can you see the theme of what we're going to do? We're going to work on a Father's Day card. Masculine cards are a challenge for any of us card makers. I have not heard anyone say that masculine cards are not hard. I did pull out the one stamp set, but I have 3 separate dies that I'm going to pull from. And I know that sounds like a lot, but a lot of times with dies you cannot get everything you want from one set. So I'm going to do it like this. So anyway, here we go. I pulled this paper, and I'm hoping this paper is still available. This was in the mini catalog, and it's called the Well Suited, and it actually went with the Handsomely Suited and the Suit and Tie dies. This was and I believe there was also some twine, baker's twine, that went with this, and this right here makes beautiful, beautiful cards. Now the Handsomely Suited and the dies did carry over to the new catalog, but I don't think the paper, in fact I know the paper didn't. And this paper is so beautiful for a masculine card. Let me thumb through this paper and show y'all just how beautiful it is. And what I do is I turn every other page, so when I turn the paper like this, you will see what's underneath on that one. Look at that. Is that not beautiful for a masculine, a suit? I did a card with this, and I made using those dies. Those dies are awesome. They make a suit jacket. Look at that for a tie or even a striped shirt. There's a beautiful, that looks like a flannel shirt to me. I love this paper. It is gorgeous. Now this right here is feminine enough that I would use this for a card for a woman. So the paper is so versatile. This right here you could use for anything. And look at that. That screams a tie. Why do we think of fathers and ties at Father's Day? It's just something, I think it's instilled in us from when I was a little girl. You know, everybody gave a gentleman a necktie. That's a very pretty tweed that would look good for like a suit jacket. I love this for a shirt. I think my husband's got a tie like this. Everybody has a striped tie. And there's all of our papers, and this paper is just gorgeous. I love it, I love it, I love it. Anytime that I can find a paper that lends itself to the masculine theme, I am a happy camper. Let me move some of my stuff out of my way and get back over here. Now I'm going to show you where I got my inspiration from. I played around yesterday. I'm going to pull that out of my way. I played around a little bit yesterday with this card here. And when I started out, I was going to do this card like this. And I changed my mind because I decided I wanted to make it an easel card. So as you can see, this makes a beautiful easel card. And I thought it was very simple, but it's so feminine with the pink and the white. I'm not doing this one today. We're going to do a different color and a whole different theme, and it's going to be quite different than this, although it's going to be the same fold. I love doing that. I'm going to zoom y'all in just a little bit more to see if I can get you a little closer so you can see what I'm doing. Sorry for the shaking, my camera shook. And for some reason it's just showing too many lines in here. I think, is that going to be better? Let's move that grid paper out of the way and see if that's a little bit better. I think this card turned out beautiful, Margie. Yes, it is a beautiful card. I was so pleased with it when I finished it. And I thought it just was so soft and feminine with all these layers on it. And I am going to have in the description below everything that I used to make this card, the dies, the stamps, the ink, the cardstock, everything. So I didn't send that to Donna because I didn't want her to have to be bothered with that. We're going to use that same concept, but we're going to do it, let's see if I can find my pieces. We're going to use some mini dimensionals, some regular dimensionals, some liquid glue, of course my take your pick tool, and like I said, we're going to be using this stamp set and these dies along with these dies as well. Alright, I'm going to show you, I'm not going to recut everything here, but I am going to show you what I did little by little. We're going to start with our card base, and my card base is very simple, half sheet of a Night of Navy, and I scored it at 2 1/8 and at 4 1/4. So just a very basic cardstock, and I folded it in half at 4 1/4, and then the score line right here that was at 2 1/8, I just folded it back, and then I used my bone folder. If I can get it out of here, and I creased these edges down really good, because that's one thing you want to do whenever you are dealing with a fun fold card. You want to make sure that you've got your pieces burnished down really well. And what I did at that point is I used these stitched rectangular, I got this named wrong, they're called stitched rectangular dies. I found that out today when I was typing it in. I went and looked because I thought, I think these are the other way around, but stitched rectangular dies, and I used the two largest ones, and what I did is I cut a piece of Smoky Slate. Yeah, this was the Smoky Slate, and the reason I picked that is I thought that it paired so well with this designer series paper. Look at that. Is that not a beautiful match? Another thing about Stampin' Up! That is so wonderful, you never have to guess what you're doing. Everything coordinates so beautifully. So what I did, this largest die, I took a piece of cardstock and I cut this out. And yeah, I love the stitching too. And it puts that stitch line all the way around. And then what we're going to do, we're going to adhere that right here on this piece, but we're only going to glue it down halfway. So I'm going to build everything first, and then we're going to glue it down. But we're going to put that down, and we want to try to make sure we get it nice and even. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this over. This is a good rule of thumb if you're making a card like this, is put this down where you think you want it. Maybe like open it up, and then you can lay it like that. And I know I don't want to go, I want to leave that like 1/4 inch around that I don't want to put glue on. So I'm going to grab my liquid glue. And now that I've eyeballed here, I'm just going to kind of draw myself a line with the glue, knowing that I'm not going over that. And then I'm just going to squiggle some glue in there. Is squiggle a word, y'all? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this down This is just an easier way to get it on there nice and straight. I'll press that in place. And that looks pretty good. What do you think? That looks like it's pretty even. So I cut another piece using that smaller die out of this designer series paper, and there's a piece I had left over. And I used the next size down next to the largest, and I cut this piece. This is going to be a relatively simple card. I like to bring kind of simple things that has a wow factor whenever I'm doing a live, because for time frame, for one thing, I don't want to keep y'all here all day. I want to do a project that's, you know, pretty to the point, and yet something that you could make fairly easily yourself. And remember, you can use, to make this card, you can use any supplies that you have. You don't have to use what I've got. So that's always the good thing about any of the folds that I bring to you. You can make them with anything. And I really like to burnish this down. I usually like to take my bone folder and go over my pieces. I always say I'm doing my ironing. I'm ironing out that glue so that it doesn't just you know, sit up underneath that paper, and then you can look at it and you can see your lines of your where you've squiggled your glue down. I never like that look. Now I took from these dies, this is the Hippo and Friends. And I thought these label dies that's in this, and let me tell y'all what, I did not buy these dies for the hippo or these other little animals that it's got, although the little butterfly's really cute. I got it for these different labels, because you get 3 different labels in these dies, and they are so versatile. And they did get rid of our dies that were shaped like this. They were discontinued out of our annual catalog. But I was kind of sad, but then when I went back and was looking at my dies, I was like, oh, these are good. These ones right here are good. And these again too are stitched. So we're staying into that stitched. And I went ahead and stamped, "Have a happy Father's Day, handsome." And yes, I'm making this card for my husband for Father's Day. So I think that's apropos. I'm sure a lot of us like to give our husbands a Father's Day card. Now, Dennis is not the father of my children, but he is my husband, who I love dearly. And so I always like to be able to give him a card. So what I'm going to do with this is I want to pop this up with dimensionals. So I'm going to use my larger dimensions, and these things make putting popping up sentiments or whatever so easy, because they are already pre-cut. And you know, if you need smaller ones, they got the mini ones, and they are just fantastic. Now I like to put one on each corner, and sometimes I like to balance one just in the middle. So I'm going to do that. Other times I'll put one at the top and the bottom in the middle, but I think this is going to be sufficient. Cannot craft without my Take Your Pick tool. Love, love, love this thing. Donna, I don't think I listed it, but it's okay. I'll have it in the description below. But Margie teased me about me wrangling my my backers off of those, because I always say I'm wrangling them, and I really am, because I can take them all off in one shot and put them in the trash, and I love that, because then I don't have them all over the floor. Lord knows I have enough on my floor as it is, between my puppies and my my Bella, my little girl. She loves to pull all the stuffings out of her toys. Now the other thing that I did for this card is from this die set, and I tried it 2 ways, and I didn't like it the one way, and I'll show you what that was. I stamped the bow tie, and then I cut the bow tie. And for some reason I like the cut one better, because I stamped it on that paisley paper, which was the back, and I just love this. Look at that paisley. I mean, I love myself a good paisley, and what is prettier than that with the gray? So I cut this using this die and the little circle right there that makes that little, I think you can see it better if I put it there. Now my husband doesn't wear a bow tie, and he's gonna probably say, why'd you put a bow tie on my card? Because I thought it was cute. Oh, Donna, you did put the take your pick. I couldn't remember if I put that on there or not. Thank you. Y'all, I just want y'all to know that Donna rocks this moderating thing. She is so good. I try to email her everything. Of course, this particular one, it took me 3 takes to get it to her, and I still didn't feel like I got everything to her correctly. Now, I am going to put this right here, but in order to do that, I'm going to need glue on the bottom and a dimensionals on the top. So I'm going to lay that just like that, and I'm going to get my mini dimensionals. And these things are little, so I'm going to use my take your pick tool. And I know that I need dimensionals here. So I'm going to put one there and one right here. And do I want one at the top? Why not? Is that going to sit? Yeah, we're going to put another one right there at the top of that little tie, or the knot. I guess you would call that the knot. I don't know. I've never had anyone in my family that was a bow tie wearer. The guys in my family always are just regular necktie people. But, you know, weddings, special events can call for a bow tie. And I just think this one's so cute. So I'm just going to run a little bit of liquid glue across this bottom, just like that. And now I'm going to sit this down just on top of that, and those little dimensionals are hitting perfectly. And then when you open this, look how cute that is. Isn't that precious? Okay, so now we need something on the inside. So I was looking again at this particular stamp set, and the only other thing that said to one of the world's greatest dads, and I thought, okay, I'm going to make this very sweet and simple, and I'm going to put this sentiment inside and do it on the gray. So that's what I decided to do. And so I'm keeping it simple. You know, men are not into real frilly type cards and things like that. So, you know, sometimes we need to just kind of keep it simple for our guys. Although my husband is probably my worst critic. Autumn, my granddaughter, as many of you know, she is my biggest fan when it comes to my cards, and my husband's my worst critic. He will always say, well, why did you do it like that? Why have you got that there? So when he likes a card, I am like, woohoo! Well, there is our card. Now, how cute did that turn out? So simple, so easy to do, and yet I love this. I love this. And as you can see, it opens just like this one, only this one I did it in the landscape mode, and I made a provision for a pop-up, for it to pop up like an easel card. So very same fold. It is you know, the standard 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and also scored at 2 1/8. And then you just fold that one back, fold that in half, so it's like a mountain valley fold. And I think both of the cards are cute, but they look so different. No one would know that they were the same card. So I feel like I'm forgetting something that I wanted to tell all of you. I'm sure I'll think of it when, and y'all have to let me know in your comments if you liked this tie better than the one that I used. I think they're both cute, but I really preferred this one. This looked a little bit too busy with the stamping on the paisley. Maybe if I'd done that on the solid gray, that might have worked. But I like that one. I think I like the dimension on it. Yeah, thank you, Marlene. I appreciate the thumbs up. They do mean a lot in the stamping, not stamping, in the YouTube world of all of their logistics and what have you. Comments, thumbs up, watching a video all the way through, sitting through the ads, even though I know that can be hard sometimes. So all of that matters. Margie, I'm glad that you use squiggly too, because I squiggle my glue all the time. Thank you so much. I am just so thrilled that so many of you showed up today for this live. And hey, I'm in record time. We can actually, if y'all want to, we can chit chat for a little bit. So anybody have questions about anything Stampin' Up? I'm here to answer. I'm gonna put those pretty cards right there, and I'll tell you what we might do. Let's see if I can find a mouse over here. I will switch y'all over, and guess what? Look at this. I can actually sit here. You can see the cards and talk to me at the same time. And I even learned to do something else. I can actually show y'all my monitor. So now if I need to teach you something from my monitor, this is what I see when we are doing a live. And we're going to transition off of that. That's the screen that I see while I'm doing a live. I've got all of my YouTube up, showing what's going on, and then I have me, and then I have my desktop. So it's quite a bit. Y'all have no idea. I worked on getting this to work for the longest kind of time, trying to get my technology and everything working for me, and it was quite a feat. I watched hours of videos on how to do this. Thank you, Marlene. I'm trying to get good at it. It's definitely been a learning curve and challenge for me, and I still have some things that I'm challenged with, like the blog. Everybody says a blog is so easy, and I found doing YouTube and even getting my camera and all the technology I needed to do this sort of thing where I can switch y'all back and forth from one scene to the other. That was easy in comparison to me trying to get a blog up. But I'm still working, so until I do, that's one reason I'm doing a lot on my Facebook group. If you have not joined my new Facebook group, Sonia, this might be for you. I want to, I just had a thing to pop up. Let me get that out of my way. I have a new Facebook group, and probably the middle of July, I'm going to do away. I'm going to actually delete Random Acts of Crafting, my Facebook page, because I don't use that one anymore since I do Stamping Up. So I have another one that's Kathy's Random Acts of Stampin', STAMPIN. And if you'll go over and join that group, you can get to see all of my announcements when I'm going live. I do have a schedule, as many of you know. I'm trying, this week it kind of got blown out the water, but due to internet issues and different things. But oh, short O. Okay, so it's Sonia. Tell me if I said that right. Sonia. Like a Sonya. I hope I did that right. But yeah, go over and join that Facebook group, and how you'll know you found the right place, you'll see my red banner just like on my Facebook page. I mean my YouTube channel. So it will be it will definitely be right there for you to join, and that way you will get announcements of when I'm going up, when I'm going live. I usually try to post ahead of time and let you know. Yes, I'm glad I got that right. Also, any promotions that Stamping Up is doing, I will post those there. And I am just so thrilled to have all of you as a part of my Facebook family and my YouTube family, and more than anything else, y'all are all my crafting friends, and it's so great when we can craft like this. And I'm hoping that we will eventually, thank you, Donna. Oh, Donna's so on it. There's my link that will take you directly to my page. So if you have not joined me there, please please do that. Thank you, Brian. Thank you so much. I love all of you so very much, and I'm so grateful to have y'all all in my my life, and that you're always so near and dear to my heart. And I do covet everyone's prayers because I am getting ready to go through a lot between having, it was so funny, they found the kidney stone after they told me about the lesion, so now the kidney stone takes priority over everything, and that's what I'm going in for Tuesday for surgery. They're going to go in and snatch out that kidney stone and hope. Hey Jennifer, you did make it. Aw, my daughter Jennifer, as many of you know, she is in nursing school and she's doing a lot of her classes and different things online as well as in class, and she's doing clinicals at the hospital, so she stays so busy, not to mention she's raising 3 children, almost 15, almost 13, and our little Autumn that just turned 5 in April. So I'm glad you made it, Jen. So good to see you. So thank y'all so much once again for showing up, for being here for me, and being so supportive. I am so thankful, and I think this live went a little smoother than last week's. Last week I was just a hot mess, y'all, and I do apologize. So I love you, and I'm going to go ahead. It is 20 minutes to 4, and I usually do keep these to an hour. Yes, Sonia, she is my baby girl. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I have 3 children, and she's the youngest of my 3, and she was my baby. There was 9 and 7 years difference in her and my first 2. So when I say she's my baby, she's definitely my baby, even though she's not a baby anymore. When I say she's almost got a 15-year-old, no, she's not my baby, but in my heart, she'll always be my baby. So I'm going to let y'all go for today, and be sure, don't forget to go and leave a comment if you want to be in the drawing for this Touch of Ink stamp set. And I will announce the winner of this one. Will probably be next Wednesday. Back to my schedule, hopefully. I say hopefully. With my surgery on Tuesday, that is subject to change. But if I don't do a live on Wednesday, I will definitely do it on Friday. I should be fine. I'm thinking I'll be okay. I might be a little sore, but I'm sure I can probably sit here long enough to do... Yeah, she was the youngest child and the youngest grandchild on her paternal for her paternal grandmother. So, but I will do my best to be here. I'm going to have a recorded video up Monday at 3 p.m. and I'll try to do my live Wednesday at 3 p.m. and then Friday is when I normally do another recorded video. So that's my schedule for right now, and then if I have any announcements or something to pop in, I will do that. But I'm going to center in on the card that we made today, because with Father's Day, not this Sunday but next Sunday, I thought everybody would probably love to have some really quick super quick instructions. And like I said, this is a no frills card, even though it is a little bit of a fun fold. I think it turned out beautiful, and I think any dad would love to have a handmade card from any of us. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. Please go and comment, give me that thumbs up, those count. And until we craft again, as I always say in closing, let everything that you say and do bring glory to our Father in heaven. He is so good to us every day, every hour, every week, every month, every year. He answers our prayers time and time again, and we are so blessed. If you can call him your Lord and Savior, you are blessed among people. So, and if you don't know Jesus as your personal Savior, I pray that you will get to know him. He is awesome. So until we craft again, God bless and keep you. Bye-bye, everyone.